Greetings, dear traders. The VR ATR Pro indicator is interesting because it shows target levels. That is, the levels that the price tries to reach in the current period. The indicator has a very simple formula for calculating historical data. It calculates growth data and fall data, the average price, and shows the levels for the current period. In most cases, the price reaches these levels. So let's take a look how it works. The indicator is very accurate. We'll talk about the settings later, but for now, let's just take a look how it works. When the indicator starts, it shows historical readings. And since my example is made on Sunday, there's no forecast for Monday. The indicator will show the forecast for Monday only on Monday. The blue square is the growth forecast. The red square is the fall forecast. That is, the indicator calculated the data for March 3rd and gave a growth forecast and a fall forecast. And as you can see, the price has reached both levels. The next day, the indicator calculated the data again, and the price reached the lower level. On March 5th, the price reached the calculated level again, and on March 6th, the price reached both the lower and upper levels. The indicator has a very high accuracy, and there is a setting that allows you to calculate the accuracy of the indicator itself. A trader can use target levels very effectively to set take profits and stop losses. The rules for doing this are simple. We always put take profit inside the square, so that in a situation when the price is slightly below the level, as it happened on March 11th, it is more likely that the deal will close on take profit. And we put the stop loss outside the red square. That is, if the price is lost, then we put the take profit slightly below the upper level and we put the stop loss outside the red area. This way, we get a high probability of closing a trade by take profit and a very low probability of closing by stop loss. This is the main advantage of this indicator. It has very high accuracy. So, some conclusions about the indicator. It has a very high accuracy. It is very easy to understand the information displayed on the chart. The indicator works on any instruments, cryptocurrencies, Forex, metals, futures, and CFDs. The indicator settings allows you to calculate levels for any periods and time frames, as well as see these levels for any periods and time frames. Right now, the indicator is installed on a MetaTrader 5 terminal, but that doesn't matter. The versions for MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5 are absolutely identical. For example, if the indicator calculates a forecast for the day, you can see this forecast when you are, for example, on a 30-minute time frame. You can go to a 5-minute time frame and also see the forecast for the day. I've set this behavior in the settings. Some more important things. The indicator is very effective for setting stop loss and take profit. The indicator can send a notification that the price has reached a level to your smartphone. That is, if the indicator works on a VPS or on a home computer. The indicator has very simple settings. The indicator is actually so easy to use that it is suitable for both beginners and professionals. But the most important thing is the indicator's accuracy. You can try it on any type of account you like and still see how accurate it is. So, now let's get to settings. The indicator has versions for two terminals, MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5. but it is exactly the same in both terminals. So, the settings. Indicator calculation period. The higher you specify this parameter, the more accurate the calculation will be. But the squares will be smaller and you may miss out on potential profits. The smaller the parameter, the fewer calculations will be made and the larger the squares will be. But then the risk of losses increases. The optimal parameter can be selected using the Show Indicator Accuracy function. The setting I'm talking about is this one, the one that is selected on the screen right now. Show Indicator Accuracy. Switching this option on will show the indicator's accuracy. Moreover, it will show the periods when the price reached the target level. Please note, the accuracy value might exceed 100%, which may seem ridiculous. But in the formula, the calculation is based on the number of times the price touched one of the target levels. So, in cases where the price touches the target level more than once a day, you can see accuracy of 110% or more. For example, if the price touches the levels 13 times in 10 time periods, we get 130%. You can see this all for yourself, analyze it and understand the way this indicator works. In our example, the calculation was done for 20 periods, but the price touched the upper level 15 times and touched the lower level 11 times, which gives us a seemingly impossible 130%. I recommend that when applying the indicator to a new currency pair, you make sure to check the accuracy. If it exceeds 70%, then using the indicator on this pair is very effective. So let's continue with the settings. Let me disable the accuracy calculation. Time frame for calculation. For which time frame the calculation is performed. For example, if you set 1 day, the indicator will calculate data for the previous 10 days and output a forecast for the current day. Here you can choose and set any period you want. But there is one important thing to remember. The period set in the indicator must be longer than the one for which the indicator is used. In other words, if you select 1 day but use the indicator for a weekly period, it will not be able to calculate the forecast, because it will need many weeks' data to make a week period calculation. So the period you set must be greater than the period the indicator is installed for. Right here I have 1 day set, but indicator is installed for 30-minute period graph. If I change the graph to 1 day period, the indicator will not be able to calculate the data. The next one. Number of days to display. How many periods you want to see in the history. I have 20 displayed. Next, information display type. You can choose squares to display levels, you can choose simple lines, then the levels will be displayed as thin lines on the chart. As you can see, instead of squares, there are 2 lines for upper level and lower level. Next, you can choose filled squares. These are the same squares but filled with color completely. Some people may find this option more visual and convenient, or just a little bit better looking. It's up for you to decide if you like this option or not. The choice is always yours. Next, you can choose areas as well. But for the areas, the calculation will be made a bit differently. This setting will help you set take profit and stop loss, since the area will represent the target level plus or minus a certain percentage. This percentage can also be set in the settings. You can set 10% and then the target level will be displayed as an area 10% above and below the actual level, which will be exactly in the middle of the area. You can select 1% and the displayed area will decrease. And the last option left is filled areas. Yes, areas can also be filled so that some people can perceive the information better. Let's continue checking the settings. These were the main settings of the indicator. All the others are line colors, thickness, line style, and so on. They are responsible for the indicator looks and allow you to configure it so that is as convenient and pleasant for your eyes as possible. Next, the last block of settings is responsible for the location of message buttons. The indicator allows you to place the message buttons wherever it is convenient for you. The indicator is very flexible in this regard. A little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, do anything you want. These buttons allow you to enable or disable alerts in the terminal and notifications on your email and smartphone for a specific period. When alerts are enabled, the indicator tells you if the price has reached the upper or lower level. I'll try to show you, but since it's Sunday today, here it is, yeah. When alerts in the terminal are enabled, a window with information will pop up in the terminal when the price reaches a certain level, which will be accompanied by an audio signal. After the indicator has sent the signal, the button will disable itself. If you want, you can disable alerts until the end of the period or enable them for the next period. The next button is for email. The notification will be sent to your email address. This email will let you know that the price has reached one of the set levels. Let me show it to you. Here you see I've got an email saying that the price has reached one of the set levels. In this case, the lower one. The last button is for smartphone alerts or push notifications. Pretty obviously, it lets you get notifications straight on your smartphone screen. Let me show you how it looks. Here is my smartphone. This is a test message. I press the Send to Smartphone button, refresh the graph, and I should get the message. Here you can see all the info you need like timestamp, currency pair, and notification event type. Thanks to this function, you will always know if the price has the potential to continue moving. In the end, I will double down on the main advantage of this indicator, its high accuracy. One of the target levels is almost always reached. In most cases, both levels are reached. This makes the indicator very effective, and I recommend using it in your trading, because thanks to the indicator, you will always know if the price movement has enough strength to reach a certain level. Just like any other prediction instrument, it's not perfect, and sometimes the set level is not reached. But still, the indicator is very accurate, convenient, and I highly recommend using it in your trading. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, if you liked the way I described you this indicator, you can thank me by pressing the like button, the share button, the subscribe button. I'll be very grateful, and And this will motivate me to create more programs for trading. Thank you for your attention and goodbye.